everyone, and welcome back to mathematics. Today we're going to go over some of the equations that we've already practiced on. We need to remember to isolate the variable, the unknown variable on one side. We need to look out for positives and negatives. And we also need to combine like terms. So keep that in mind as we're starting. For now, I want everyone to take out your notebook and your pencils. Please don't use pen on this. I know I am. But I want you guys to be able to erase any mistakes that you make. So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to go ahead and pull those out. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, looks like everyone's ready. The first equation I want you to write down is x plus 1 equals 3. So it should look like this top one right here. X plus 1 equals 3. Okay, everyone. Now, what is the first step we should do? Can anyone tell me? Go ahead. Yep, we should combine like terms. And how are we going to do that with this equation, x plus 1 equals 3? What like term can we combine? Yes, we could combine the 1 and the 3. And how will we do that? Class? Subtract the 1 on both sides. That's right. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Subtract 1, subtract 1. So make sure you're making it look like this so that you can see it and make sure you can go back and correct any mistakes that you make. It's very important to show your work, okay? So subtract 1 from both sides and we should get x on one side alone, which is exactly what we need to do, and equals, what's 3 minus 1? 2, that's right. So this is our answer. X equals 2. I think that was a good warm-up, everybody. Let's move on to the next one. I want you to write down 2x equals 4 plus 3x. I'll hold this up so everybody can write it down. Okay, let's move forward. So what should we do first, everyone? Combine like terms. And how can we do it on this? We could move the 3x over to the 2x. So subtract 3x from both sides. And ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of an issue here, don't we? If we subtract 3 from 2, we're going to end up with -1. So we write down -1x, or you can just write -x equals 4. Now we don't want our x to be negative. So what should we do? Can anyone take a guess? Yes, we will multiply by -1 on both sides. Okay? So you can write it like this, or you can write it 4 times -1, and also write down the -1 times another -1. And when we do the multiplying -1 to -1, what will happen? Can someone tell me? Yes, it'll cancel it out. So that -x becomes a positive x, and what happens to the 4? Becomes -4. Very good. So our answer is x equals -4. Okay, friends, let's move on to the next one. It's going to look very similar to one we just solved, but there's going to be more variables to work with. So I want everyone to write down 4x plus 7 equals 2x plus 1. 4x plus 7 equals 2x plus 1. Okay? Can someone tell me what we should do first? Okay, we could combine the x terms first, or we could also combine the numeral, right? We could combine either one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides first. So everyone follow along. We're going to subtract 1. And since it's not an x, we don't subtract from the x, only from the 7, right? Okay, subtract 1. So now we have 4x plus 6 on one side, and that 1 canceled out on the other side. So now we are left with 2x. Okay? 4x plus 6 equals 2x. Now, what can we do now? There's a way where we can do 2 moves in one, but I would rather you guys do it step by step. So what should we do first? We can subtract the 2x from the 4x, but now we have nothing left on the other side. So let's do that first, and then we'll figure out what we need to leave over there next, okay? 2x minus 4x equals 2x. That's right. Thank you. Plus 6 equals, what should we put over there? We could do 0 for now. Let's leave it at 0. So now we have 2x plus 6 equals 0. So what do we need to move now? Can someone tell me? Go ahead. We can move the 6 over there. So what are we going to do? Subtract it. That's right. Subtract 6 from both sides. So now we have 2x on its own on one side. And is it going to be a positive 6? That's right. It's going to be a negative 6 because we subtracted 6 from 0. So we are going down the left on the number line. So now we are left with 2x equals negative 6. And that 2x, it cannot stay 2x. So what should we do? Can someone take a guess? I know this is a little bit more complicated than what we've been learning. I'm going to let you guys know what we need to do now is divide the 2 from both sides. So we're going to divide 2x by 2. And then we're going to divide the negative 6 by 2. And what that does is it cancels the 2 that's in front of the x on the left side. And we're just going to do some regular division on the negative 6 on the right side. So what is negative 6 divided by positive 2? Does anyone remember how to do this? Okay, yep, it is negative 3. So now we're left with x equals negative 3. Very good, friends. All right, let's move on to another problem. We're going to do negative 2x minus 3 equals 4x minus 15. Okay, let's start this off by adding 3 to the negative 15 on the right side. Everyone follow along. Add 3 to both sides. We're not doing anything to the x's right now. Okay? So now we're left with negative 2x on the left side, right? Equals 4x minus, can someone tell me? What's negative 15 plus 3? Negative 12, that's right. So we're going to do 4x minus 12. Now, what is something we can do really quick to kind of solve this all together? Not solve it all together, but to kind of reduce the numbers we're working with. What can we do to both sides that will bring down the numbers a little bit? Can someone tell me? We could divide by 2. Oh, you know what I just noticed? What we could do instead is subtract something from the right side over to the left side. Can someone tell me what we can subtract? 4x. 4x minus 4x cancels out on the right side. What is negative 2 minus 4? Negative 6. So we have negative 6x on one side and a negative 12 on the left side. So what can we do now, class? Do you remember how we solved this one? How did we isolate the x? We divided both sides by the number that was in front of our unknown variable, right? So we will divide both sides by negative 6. And that leaves us with x, positive x, on the left side, right? And if you divide a negative by another negative, what do you get? Do you get another negative? No, we get a positive. So we will have positive what? What's 12 divided by 6? 2, that's right. Good job, friends. So there is our answer. X equals positive 2. Very good. All right, we will do, I had one other equation after this next one, but we will work on that one next time. Okay? Class, what I want you to write down next is 2. This is very complicated, so we're going to work on this one slowly. 2 parenthesis x plus 5, close the parenthesis, minus 7 equals 3, open parenthesis, x minus 2, close the parenthesis. Now, friends, I know we've all worked on the parentheses and how we need to transfer the outside number to the inside numbers. So this is just an extra step before we can solve the equation, okay? Can someone tell me what we need to do first? Okay, we can do what I just said, and we will multiply the outside numbers to the inside numbers. So you guys can draw this because it helps you to visualize what we're going to do. So we're going to multiply the 2 by that x and the 2 by that 5. And on this side, we will multiply that x with the 3 and the negative 2 with that 3. Be careful of seeing those negatives, okay? Pay attention to that because I'm going to ask what we need to do. Okay, friends, 2 times x. Can someone take a guess what that might be? 2x, yes. 2x plus, what's 2 times 10? Sorry, 2 times 5. I gave you the answer, it's 10. And since the parenthesis is no longer needed there, we'll just put down the minus 7 because it's left over on the left side. Now 3 times x, 3x, very good. 3 times negative 2, negative 6. Very good, friends. Okay, now we can begin combining like terms. On the left side, we see a very easy one we can do already, right? What can we do? Yeah, subtract 10. Subtract the 7 from the 10. So let's do that on the left side really quick. 2x is, so 10 minus 7 is positive 3. So we're going to do plus 3 to show that we solved that problem. And then on the right side, we will go ahead and leave 3x minus 6. So we should be here now where we have 2x plus 3 equals 3x minus 6 because we subtracted 7 from 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. So that carries down to here. Okay, what do we need to do next, everybody? Combine like terms. How can we do that on this? Real quick, can somebody tell me? Okay, we can move what's on the left side over to the right side, the number that's over here. So we will do what with that 3? Subtract it. We can subtract the 3 on the left side and subtract 3 from the right side. Negative 6 minus 3. Can someone tell me what that is? It's not -3. Can I get another guess? -9. Very good. So now we are left with 2x on the left side equals 3x minus 9. So can someone tell me what we should do next? We were kind of left with a similar problem like this on the second one, weren't we? What can we do? Subtract 3x on both sides, and we end up with a -x on the left side equals -9. And what did we do in the second problem? Does someone remember? We multiplied both sides by -1. So now we are left with an x, positive x now, equals +9. X equals 9. Okay, everyone, I'm going to come around and pass out a sheet of paper, and you will work with pairs, so just turn and face your partner that you're sitting with, and you guys will have 4 problems to go over with one another. I will come around and ask questions to see where you guys are headed, and if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me.